Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is my second time to try to film this video because my camera died for battery. So this is an update for my Panda palette for 2017, and if you haven't followed along this challenge of mine, I am panning my C palette, some shadows just to hit pan on them because they're very old. I'm panning this smaller palette unofficially just to help me use up those shades, and then I'm panning a white single shadow. So as usual, I will show you my single shadow because that's the most boring one, I think. So I will insert a picture from last month. And this is my shadow now. I will do a close-up because that is easier to see. I use this all over my lid now with this palette. And to set my primer, my brow bone, stuff like that. Really to clean up sometimes the mess I do with my other shadows. So that is basically what I use this for, because I don't have white, this kind of white in this C palette or in this one. So yeah, this is just an eyeshadow I'm trying to use up in general. I'm sorry for the lightning and if it's blinding sometimes. It's just because now it's cleared up from the skies. It's not raining anymore, and I don't feel like take out my lights and tripod, so this is what we have to deal with. So that is the update for the white shadow. And then we have this palette. It is the W7 in the CD Natural Nudes eyeshadow palette, and I will insert the picture from last month. This is where I am now. Okay, we're basically doing this. So I have basically just expanded the pan since last update last month. I took this with me on vacation, so I used it kind of every day I wore makeup. I have used it the most after I got home from Scout Camp last Sunday. I have some dips and some nice pans, so I'm very happy about my progress this month and especially this year, because I'm not going to pan this. It's not my goal. My goal is just to use this to help me pan some other shadows. So I have been loving this very much. This to set my eyeshadow primer, crease and eyebrows, these two, and outer V and outer V. I haven't used this last month, I think. But yeah, it's just a grey, and I'm not a fan of grey shadows, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Because now we're going to do an update for my C palette. So as usual, I will insert a picture from last month. Some shadows are broken in here, so I will just do this. But this is where I am now. So I don't know if you can see all the pans, but I am doing pretty good in this palette. Overall, I just want to hit pan on my shadows, and if I remember correctly, I'm only going to hit pan on 38 shadows in this one, and they're very small, but there's so much shadow in them. I did have pan in some of them, so I'm not going to hit pan on 38 shades this year. But last month I didn't hit pan on anything. Very disappointing. But this month I have finished up one shadow and I have hit pan on 4 shadows, so that is very exciting actually. The shades I have hit pan on this month is this one. Last month this was the shadow I had a massive dip in, and this month I hit pan on it, but a few days ago I discovered this shadow is broken because this half is it broke off basically. Maybe not. I'm going to just toss that part of the shadow because I'm not going to use it anymore after I hit pan anyway. This one is the shadow I finished up. It was a very nice crease shade, and sometimes I used it for my brows, but it's done now. There was 4 shades I was going to use up, these 4, and I did that, so goal made. This is the other shadow I have hit pan on this month, and I don't like that at all. I really hate that shadow. It doesn't show up at all. This look, I used it all over the lid, and you can't even tell I did that. It needs a lot of help, and I have been loving to use the NYX Jumbo eyeshadow pencil in Milk to do that with all my colors actually, because they are very sheer, not very pigmented, but I think that is because it's very old in general, these palettes. And I wasn't recording them most of the time, so it's going well. I just talked about this and I just catch a fly. Can't remember where I was, but I think I was going to talk about this one. This one needed a lot of help as well, but I used that in my inner corner and stuff like that, so I hit pan on that one. I hit pan on the black shadow, which I'm very happy about because this is not pigmented at all either. Yeah, needed help as well, but I did set my liner with that one, so didn't even matter. So yeah, I hit pan on those 4, and then I have used this a lot this month as well because I have it in my rolling pan. I have used it today in my outer corner on top of a cream shadow because it needs help as well, because I tried to use it all over the lid in the beginning before I did this. Didn't show up at all. So needed help. And then I have this in my inner corner, inner lid kind of thing with a highlighter on top to make some dimension and, you know, stuff like that. And then I've used a lot of this one today as well. That is basically my palette. As you can hear, most of these shades needed help. They do need help, most of these shades, and I don't really like that because I love just to put them on top of my primer, but I can't do that because I need a cream shadow or something like that underneath. I'm almost giving up, you guys. I don't know if I'm going to give up. I'm going on a holiday, that's why my suitcase is there, and I'm planning on just bringing these 3 shades and some other shadows just because I rather want to use those than these ones. Yeah, that is my plan actually. I'm going to bring this one as well with this one because I really like those. So, but I just don't really like the purple tones and stuff like that. It's not really me. Next year I have something planned out to just pan a matte palette. It is kind of the big brother to this one, and then pan a lip palette or something like that. And then just do 1 month 1 palette, or just play around with my shimmer shadows because I really love that. As you can see, I love my shimmer and stuff like that. So that is kind of my plan next year, if not just 1 month 1 palette. I haven't really decided yet. I love hitting pan on stuff, don't get me wrong, and I would love to finish this palette, to hit pan on them all, to get that satisfaction. What is it called? Satisfaction. The struggle is real to use this palette and these shadows. So yeah, that is basically where I am. I hope you enjoyed this update anyway, even though it ended on a kind of bad note. I'm sorry about that, but yeah, I just don't know what to do anymore. I really want to work on these shadows, but they're powdery and they're not that pigmented, and I'm just tired of the purple looks. So I have used most of them on my lower lash line to just a pop of color, but most of the time you can't see I have used them on my lower lash line anyway, so doesn't even matter. So I hope you enjoyed this video anyway, and I hope you will stick around on my channel because I do project pans and collabs and stuff like that. And yeah, please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe to my social media, and then I hope you're doing well until my next video. Bye guys!